Hello, I'm going to go over the solar system study guide for you to make sure that you have the correct answers and you're well prepared for the test tomorrow on Wednesday, October the 2nd. Your first question on the study guide was Aristotle and Ptolemy discovered the geocentric system, which is what? And the answer to that is that the geocentric system is the Earth-centered model of our solar system that they both supported. And this is where they believed everything revolved around the Earth. Number two was asking which planet appears reddish in color due to the iron oxide in its surface rock, and that answer is Mars. We often refer to it as the red planet. Number three, two similar planets as far as size and mass are concerned are Venus and Earth. They are often referred to, Venus is referred to our sister planet or our twin sister because of that. Number four, Newton discovered that gravity and what kept the planets in orbit around the sun? Well, it was the force of inertia. That's what keeps the planets moving forward. Number five said, most asteroids are located in the asteroid belt, which lies between which two planets, and that is Mars and Jupiter. Number six, a meteorite is a large meteoroid that actually strikes Earth's surface. Remember, as it's coming through our atmosphere, if it burns completely up, it is known as a meteor, often referred to as a shooting star. And then if some of it remains and actually strikes Earth's surface, then that is a meteorite. Number seven, methane gives both Uranus and Neptune their bluish color. And I know we also said that Pluto does contain methane in its atmosphere. However, it does not appear bluish like Uranus and Neptune. Number eight, Venus is covered with clouds of carbon dioxide, also known as CO2, and sulfuric acid. It's this combination that gives it that greenhouse effect and makes Venus our hottest planet. Number nine, Johannes Kepler is who discovered that the planets had elliptical or oval orbits around the sun. Number 10, we just talked about that when a meteoroid burns up, entering Earth's atmosphere, creates a streak of light, and that's called a meteor. And I actually see a little typo there I'm going to fix. There we go. Number 11, the inner rocky planets are different from the gas giants in which ways? Well, they're similar in size in that compared to the gas giants, they are very small. They have closer orbital paths and they are all rocky. Pluto, even though it's the farthest dwarf planet from us, it is more similar to the inner rocky planets than the gas giants. Number 12, which planet rotates backwards on its axis? And that is Venus, and we call that retrograde rotation. That was one of your vocabulary words. Number 13, Jupiter has a giant red spot, an ongoing storm on its surface. We also have another planet, Neptune, that has an ongoing storm, but it's not a giant red spot. Number 14, the gas giant that's farthest from the sun is Neptune. Number 15, gravity is what? It's the force that pulls one object to another. In our solar system, our sun has the largest gravitational pull, and that's what keeps all the planets in their orbit along with inertia. Number 16, explain the difference between a comet, an asteroid, and a meteoroid. Well, let's first talk about a comet. A comet is a ball of ice and dust that orbits the sun in a long, narrow, elliptical path. An asteroid, on the other hand, is a piece of rock that's too small to be a planet, but it orbits the sun. And then a lot of them are gathered together in what we know as the asteroid belt, and that is located between Mars and Jupiter. Next, we have a meteoroid, and a meteoroid is actually a piece of rock that broke from either an asteroid or a comet. Number 17, what was the major difference between the geocentric and heliocentric scientific models? Well, we've already talked about geocentric in that it was our Earth-centered model of our solar system that Ptolemy and Aristotle believed, and that's where they believed everything revolved around the Earth. And then it's actually not 19. Then the heliocentric model was the sun-centered model of our solar system, and that is where they believed everything revolved around the sun. Remember that Nicholas Copernicus is who first developed that belief, and then 100 years later Galileo supported it with evidence of Jupiter's moons revolving around Jupiter and Venus appearing to go through phases much like our moon did. Okay. And then the last question was number 18, and that was to explain the forces that keep the planets orbiting the sun. And the first one was gravity. The sun's gravity keeps the planets from floating off by pulling them in, while inertia is the force that keeps the planets moving in a forward motion. And together they keep the planets in their orbit. I truly believe if you can answer these questions, you will do very well on the test tomorrow. Make sure that you study your vocabulary, as well as making sure that you're prepared to turn your vocabulary in tomorrow if it is on a piece of paper or in a paper format. If you did it electronically, make sure that you submit that electronic version through Edmodo. Thank you.